You've heard of introverts and extroverts, but what if there was an entirely different mental league, one that operates outside the rules? Sigma INFJs think like secret strategists and silent philosophers, moving through life as if they're deciphering codes others can't even see. If you've ever felt like people miss what matters to you, you're in their world. This rare type is often misunderstood, admired for their insight, yet set apart by a mind that glimpses the unseen. Why does the world struggle to understand how they think? Stay with me, because the most profound Sigma INFJ insight, the one that turns intuition into strategic power, waits at the very end. But first, what if your mind could see the future? Not with magic, but by sensing patterns only you could decipher. Before we start, please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe so you won't miss any of our weekly deep dives into the world of personality types. And if you are looking to achieve a deeper understanding of yourself and your personality type, click the link in the comments to take our favorite free personality test. The hidden world of Sigma INFJ intuition. There's a hidden world inside the Sigma INFJ mind, one built not on surface chatter or obvious facts, but on intuition so sharp it borders on the uncanny. This isn't guesswork or wishful thinking. Their dominant function, introverted intuition, acts as a kind of mental radar, scanning beneath what's said and done to spot the patterns that shape everything. While others get lost in the details, Sigma INFJs read between the lines, piecing together the invisible threads that tie people, motives, and outcomes together. Picture yourself in a noisy room. Most people catch snatches of conversation, maybe a joke or two. But the Sigma INFJ, they pick up fleeting glances and shifts in tone, decoding emotional currents without effort. A hesitation in someone's voice, a glance exchanged across the room, these cues are never wasted. Each one becomes a clue, a puzzle piece, contributing to an internal process that reveals the actual dynamics at play. It's not magic. It's the mind's quiet mastery of nuance, and it's as natural to them as breathing. Their thinking doesn't move in a straight line. Where others might walk step by step, Sigma INFJs leap from idea to idea, drawing on memories and half-formed impressions that others overlook. Imagine sorting through 1,000 puzzle pieces and, instead of focusing on each one, seeing how the edges fit together to reveal the whole picture. This bird's-eye view lets them see the full landscape, motives, risks, opportunities, long before anyone else even knows what they're looking at. Most people move through life focused on the present, anchored by what's tangible and obvious. Sigma INFJs, though, live in the realm of the unseen. Their intuition lets them spot trends before they become headlines, sense tension before it erupts, and understand people's motives before a word is spoken. Sometimes, this makes them seem distant or lost in thought. In reality, their minds are always working, always connecting, and always searching for the truth beneath the surface. This isn't just an abstract gift. It's a practical superpower shaping every decision they make. In the workplace, for example, while others react to each problem as it appears, the Sigma INFJ quietly tracks every moving part: office politics, hidden agendas, the ripple effects of each choice. When they finally speak up, their solutions don't just patch the present, they reshape the future, steering the entire system toward stability and harmony. To outsiders, this can feel mysterious, even intimidating. There's a sense that Sigma INFJs see through masks, that they know things no one else dares to say aloud. It's the reason people sometimes feel exposed around them, or why their advice lands with such uncanny accuracy. But intuition is only half their power. Wait until you see how they turn those insights into long-term strategy. Strategic minds. Thinking in systems, not steps. Most people focus on what's right in front of them, measuring life one step at a time. But for Sigma INFJs, every decision unfolds like a living ecosystem of choices, each action feeding into a web of consequences, each moment echoing far past the present. They don't just see a path, they see the entire landscape, every fork, every hidden current, every future possibility mapped out before a single move is made. Linear thinkers might tackle problems one after another, but that's not how your mind works if you're wired like a Sigma INFJ. You plan a house not just for the foundation, but for the way morning light will fall across the floorboards decades from now, or how the walls will stand against storms no one else has imagined. Your mind is always aligning today's blueprint with tomorrow's legacy, quietly shaping the future while everyone else is busy patching holes in the present. When it comes to significant crossroads, such as choosing a career, you don't just weigh salary or status. You ask the questions that matter most. Does this path align with my most deeply held values? Will it allow me to build a life that feels genuine, not just impressive? You're willing to take roads others call impractical because you're already living in the future you want to create. Years later, when others wonder where they went wrong, you're standing where you always intended, guided by an inner compass that never points toward shortcuts. This way of seeing the world makes you immune to the pull of trends and the pressure to fit in. While others chase the next big thing, you're focused on the bigger picture, on meaning, legacy, and the quiet satisfaction of living in harmony with your values. It's not about rebellion, it's about precision and authenticity, about making choices that will still matter when the noise dies down. But this grand vision comes with a cost. Your constant analysis can look like hesitation to outsiders who wonder why you don't just act. What they don't see is the silent calculation. Every outcome, every risk, every ripple you predict before you ever step forward. Sometimes you hold back, not out of fear, but because you refuse to sacrifice the long game for a fleeting win. And yes, it can be frustrating. The world moves fast, and clarity rarely arrives on demand. But your patience, your thoroughness, that's why you end up on solid ground while others scramble to recover from shortcuts that led nowhere. Your strategic foresight rarely gets recognized in the moment. The seeds you plant take time to bloom, often in silence, while everyone else forgets they were ever there. But when they finally do, the results are undeniable. A vision realized, a plan that outlasted the chaos. Yet there's a tension brewing beneath all this careful planning. Perfectionism. That relentless drive to get it exactly right, to anticipate every outcome, can become its storm. What happens when your mind's future focus collides with impossibly high standards? The answer lies beneath the surface, where emotional undercurrents shape every choice you make. Next, discover the hidden emotional storms beneath the calm exterior. The emotional depth beneath the surface. Calm on the surface, but driven by powerful undercurrents. That's a Sigma INFJ's emotional world. You might see poise, a steady gaze, a voice that rarely wavers. But beneath that stillness, emotion churns with a force few ever witness. This isn't about hiding or denial. It's about a private storm, a relentless tide of feeling, reflection, and meaning-making that shapes every choice, every reaction, every silent moment. Sigma INFJs experience emotion with a depth that borders on overwhelming. Yet, instead of letting it spill out, they process it quietly, internally. Every feeling, joy, disappointment, frustration, becomes raw material for understanding and growth. They don't simply endure pain, they mine it for insight, dissecting each wave of emotion to find the lesson hidden inside. This is their alchemy, turning suffering into wisdom, setbacks into stepping stones. And while others might crumble under the weight of their feelings, the Sigma INFJ stands, changed but unbroken, drawing strength from the very storms that threaten to undo them. But this inner landscape isn't always gentle. The drive for perfection is a constant companion, and it rarely lets up. Sigma INFJs set standards for themselves that most would never even consider. The pressure isn't from the outside world. It's self-imposed, a voice whispering that anything less than flawless isn't good enough. Every stumble, every minor mistake can feel like a personal failure, magnified by their relentless self-criticism. The emotional cost is real. Tension, anxiety, a quiet ache that lingers beneath the surface. Still, even here, they search for meaning, asking not just what went wrong, but how can I grow from this? This depth gives rise to a rare emotional intelligence. Sigma INFJs don't just feel, they analyze. They blend empathy and logic, using both to navigate life's messiest situations. When conflict arises, they sense what isn't said, read the room for hidden motives, and weigh every perspective before acting. Their advice lands with uncanny precision because it's rooted in both feeling and reason, a combination that makes them invaluable confidants and mediators. They can comfort without patronizing, challenge without wounding, and support without smothering. Yet, for all this strength, the struggle is real. That calm exterior hides battles few will ever know. There are days when the emotional current runs so deep it threatens to pull them under, when perfectionism turns inward, and self-doubt whispers that they're not enough. Even so, they keep moving, quietly transforming pain into purpose, never letting the world see the cracks beneath their armor. But what happens when those undercurrents turn into waves that threaten to drown them? That's the balance we'll explore next. Did any of these traits feel familiar? The mind of a Sigma INFJ is both sanctuary and battlefield, where vision, emotion, and strategy quietly shape a life set apart. You see intricate connections others overlook and carry a quiet strength that turns emotion into resilience. It's a rare balance, and in a world that often misunderstands this depth, your approach reminds us of the value in thinking differently. Please let us know which Sigma INFJ insight resonated most with you in the comments. If you found value in understanding this rare mind, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And remember, in a world built on surface, your depth is your greatest gift. Explore more hidden minds next. If you want to continue the journey to understanding yourself or an INFJ in your life, click either of the following videos, where we continue to unlock the secrets of the INFJ personality type.